it does look out, so it's not here, but it's running up anyway. There we go. So we are live, guys. Once again, Team Euonym hailing from North America, and I believe Sir is from the Netherlands, or I actually forget where he's from exactly. I know he's going to kill me if I get it wrong. But then they're also facing off against Miracle Wipe of Europe, mostly from Germany. And the first attack coming in here, though, Hunter and Jockey. Jockey got shut down. Hunter did manage to land on Nick, though, but Charger stumbling him out of the spit is going to save Nick's butt there a little bit. And that will be the first hit. Actually, relatively unscathed are U9. And a quick roster rundown for them as well on U9. We're going to have Sir, Master, Silver, Nock, and Dawkins. Nick, played by the hands of Dawkins, will take care of that witch, and a tank coming up as well. Hopping over to Miracle Wipe, we do have a tank up in the hands of Rainy. Other three members of their team is Faitzer, Hornshin, and Atreyu. So pretty well-known players all around for these two teams. I think all of these players have been in the game for at least 3 years, and obviously going past that as well, all the way up to pretty much the beginning of the game, the inception of it. And tank in the hands of Rainy, playing it very smartly, actually going to go ahead and juke out the survivors, and he's going to get a free movement here to the rooftop, taking only, what, 54 damage? Wonderfully played there by Rainy, making very quick timing there and work of that rotation. He actually snuck behind the survivors and ran through the alley behind them, and now he's in a position where he can pretty much force them forwards towards the car if the survivors are not careful and do allow him to actually push them through that doorway. So well played by Rainy. And let's see what he can make happen here with the tank as the next attack comes out here for the SI. It's going to be a Boomer, Smoker, and a Hunter. And let's see, if they can get that Boomer to land, this could be a very good commitment, but it relies heavily on that Boomer actually landing. So, because Smoker, Hunter aren't the best support that you would want. They don't really have all that much stumble going for them, and really just that tongue can get cut very easily. There's a tank initiation now, a makeshift corner onto Rochelle, gets 2 punches onto her, turns his attention towards Alice, now turns his attention towards Nick, and he's just spreading love right now, grabbing another punch, this time on the coach. Now he goes back towards Alice, grabs another punch on him, grabs another one on the coach. He is spreading love, does a 180, another punch out onto Alice, and that will be the tank killed off. Not that much support, unfortunately. It was only a single boom that I saw going out onto Rochelle. And that will be the end of the tank. But the damage, the love that was spread by that tank is known, and that is a lot of love given. Sir dropping into the yellow, Dawkins into the yellow, Nock just keeping his head above 40 HP at 41, and Silver really the only sturdy survivor right now with 60 HP. So well played tank there by Rini. Unfortunately, the SI weren't the most supportive there, but there's not much I can get before that. Here comes the attack, though. Charger lands in the alley. Tri-cap happening with the Jockey Hunter landing up front inside the spit. That's a lot of damage with that Charger still pounding away at the survivor in the back. That's going to be a definite in-cap out onto Coach in the back. Does finally get cleared off by Rochelle, but that was a very nasty hit going out onto Team Euonym, and that's going to absolutely just obliterate the health bonus from what it was, knocking it to a 146. No pun intended, because there's a Nock or a player named Nock in this game. Really nice hit there, pretty much cleaning up what the tank could have done. And that's definitely going to leave its mark, as we just saw on their health bonus, very low as it is already. And we're going to have another hit up here for the alarm cars. They're trying to make their way the last length or the last leg towards the safe room. Boomer goes and lands a nice double proxy after initially booming out to Nick. Smoker getting a pull and actually causes Survivor to shoot the car. Here goes a pull out onto Coach here. So Hunter intercepting the attempted clear by Nick, and it's going to be a double cap happening here out on the street. Another in cap out onto Dawkins there, and Coach does not take an in cap there as he popped those sets of pills earlier on before that hit actually committed. So another well-timed hit there by Miracle Wipe. And yet again, Miracle Wipe is nothing to really laugh at. They're a very strong team, been around for a very long time. And, at any point in time, they could really just rip this game wide open. There's another attempted cap out onto Rochelle. This might actually seal it, though. Indeed it does. Rochelle getting stuck inside the spit by the doorway of the safe room, and that will secure the in-cap out onto her. And here comes the Charger now, looking for an in-cap out onto Coach. Does actually not get it. He pulls Rochelle back out of the safe room, and Rochelle down to one scratch away. Will not get the scratches the spitter, but does actually get knocked down by a common. What an insane turn of events here. Silver's also at 1 HP, and he's in front of the common right now for some reason. Actually, Smoker jumps in caps Dawkins. Silver's still at 1 HP, and there should be another SI coming up here. Indeed, there's a Jockey and a Hunter. They're going to go look for the spawns now, and here they go looking for something at the safe room. Not going to find it, though. They do finally make it in the safe room, but absolute mayhem unfolding there, and they make it with a 0 health bonus. So a perfect 300 score, all the distance points, no health bonus to show, though. And they will obviously close that door, and we will switch halves here. What a So, for lack of a better term, that was a shit fest. The perfect, like, it wasn't so much sackings, but the order and timings of how the SI were killed off just always allowed for, like, at least one SI to be up and just delay the incaps or incap someone else with a scratch. And I'm so surprised Silver did not take an incap during all of that. He had literally 1 HP for like a full 25 seconds. He literally, through 2 attacks, he had 1 HP. And Uzi on the hands of Coach, or in the hands of Coach, I should say. They also have that Witch up ahead here, but they're going to start moving out of the safe room, that being Nick. Charger looking for a pound here, out onto L's not going to find it, but the Jockey does find the latch onto Coach in the safe room. Spitter trying to cause a bit of separation spit, but Nick just diving through it to save his teammate. And that's the hands of Coach, or in the hands of Coach, I should say. They also have that Witch up ahead here, but they're going to start moving out of the safe room, that being Nick. Charger looking for a pound here, out onto L's not going to find it, but the Jockey does find the latch onto Coach in the safe room. Spitter trying to cause a bit of separation spit, but Nick just diving through it to save his teammate. And that's actually a decent amount of damage. And we have, obviously, a pause coming out here as you see the big pause in the middle of the screen. Not too sure what the pause is for. The pings look relatively normal, but I can't see the actual numbers, so they could be way off. Yeah, as you guys are saying in chat, that tank did work on Euonym. He shed a lot of love, and that hit in the alleyway just really blew everything wide open health bonus wise, and really dropped him down heavily because that was pure damage bonus that was taken out in that hit. So we'll see what ends up happening here though. But Nick going in, grabbing the kill, that being Faitzer, and that will be the Witch dead obviously. Now tank coming up for Euonym. Let's see what they can make happen. It's going to be in the hands of Master Silver for Euonym once again. And let's see, first hit here is going to be a Smoker Charger and a Honda. They might save this for the tank crossing if they do the normal NA strat of moving the tank onto the rooftop above the survivors where they are right now. And it looks like they are going to go in a little early here. Smoker will be killed off. I'm assuming they're going to send these other 2 SI with the crossing? If this tank's not going to cross, then they're actually saving these 2 probably more than likely for the actual commitment. So for the commit, we will be seeing that Charger and Hunter for the first 2 SI spawns. Third one coming up here will most likely be a Jockey, I believe. It could be a Boomer Bomb. 99% sure it's a Jockey. Yeah, it's a Jockey. It's like one of those things where there's like a 25% chance of it being a support. But anyway, so tank is going to actually look to commit now. Coach up front with the Uzi. He's going to try and get some early chip onto Silver. Does knock him down around 500 HP by himself. And he's going to go ahead and look for the corner here on the Coach. Push him towards the left side. Now actually gets a double punch onto Nick as he actually wasn't looking where he was running and ran into the tank. Here comes the SI support though. Tank having a hard time with grabbing a hold there out onto Nick. Charger bringing the Soras back towards each other though. So a little bit of a misplay there. Rock landing onto the face of Nick. Tank looking for a climb out, but Rainy actually getting drugged forward now by the hands of the Jockey towards the car. Tank's actually not going to drop down on that. But that rock almost connecting. The tank probably should have dropped on top of that for the easy incap. Probably also a kill. He could have used the car as a tool for getting that kill off. But regardless, still some nice damage going out into Miracle Wipe. Hornshin drops to the yellow. Atreyu and Rainy both within the 3 punch range, I believe. So if they don't pre-pill, then the tank hits a corner. 3 punches on each of them will actually secure a down on them. But let's see what this next hit. I'm assuming they're going to rock tank this. Indeed, they are. Smoker coming from the back will land the pull. Rock goes on top of that. They're going to give him full rage plus the 24 damage onto Rini. Going to drop him down into the yellow. And another rock coming down. Not going to connect this time onto Rini. But the Boomer did also manage to land onto Ellis in the meantime. And now we're going to see Team Euonym go into some hard, or Team Miracle Wipe, I should say, going into some hard LOS mode, trying to break that line inside the tank and force him to AI. But he's managed to keep some rage here, but he's down to 40% now, and now the stars are all directly underneath him. So he has to kind of be more aggressive, burn through some of that HP to actually reestablish that line of sight. Down to 15%, down to 10%. I'm not sure if he's paying attention. He actually goes AI here. Hunter managing to land out of Rainy. Tank is stuck in... What? I might have screenshotted that. Okay. I've never seen that. I don't even know if my F12 dump button does. If anything changed on the stream, guys, let me know. But yeah, tank literally just got stuck up inside of in the sky. I don't even know what else to say. But regardless, we'll have the survivors make their way past the tank. Obviously, health bonus sits at the 372, so they stand a chance of going up 372 points on Euonym at the end of this chapter if they can hold on to this number depending on how well they shut down this attack, this could be also the last one of this map, as it's a very short map in of itself. So let's see what they can make distinguish, or what they can extinguish from this attack. But the attack is going to consist of a Charger, Jockey, Hunter, and a Spitter. Very devastating. Pretty much exactly what we saw last half with Team Miracle Wipe and what they threw at Euonym in this alley. So it's a very, very devastating hit yet again. We're going to see Hornchin actually look to pre-pill here. And Rini might also take a pre-pill here, as she's about to drop into the 39 HP range. So let's see what ends up happening here in a second. They know that it's already a Spitter and Hunter. Everything else goes in and spawns up. Everything dropping down top of the survivors in the front of the alley. Nothing much really happening. The Spit probably did the most damage out of that. The Jockey Hunter both went for the same target. And then Charger also, I believe, might have cleared the Jockey off of one of the stars with the stumble. So the health bonus was up at a 372 or 342, one of those numbers. Now it's under 297. So it did drop around 50 points or so. So not too shabby, but that's obviously not what they were looking for. They really wanted a good charge spit to land, maybe with a double hit or something, but didn't come to fruition. And they're going to be able to walk in that safe room with the 296 health bonus on Miracle Wipe. So very well played by them. They'll be up by around a score of 2-1, so around a 300-point lead here for them going into the second half, or second map. And yeah, let's see what this next map holds in store for us. We might also be seeing yet again a total of 5 maps played here in both of these in this BO2 on both servers. But there's no guarantee. It's up to the losing team if they want to play finale or not. Is it true someone got caught aimbotting in this tournament? No, there was suspicion thrown about, and we had a bunch of admins look at the demos, and pretty much all the admins came back and said he was clean. So, there was suspicion, but there was no one actually caught hacking. Didn't hear about it. Tank skeet. That was something else. I've never seen a tank literally go AI and just hang there in midair or indefinitely. I've seen tanks that go AI just hang there for a second as the actual full pass happens, but I've never seen you literally like get hung there. My desk is so sticky from that adhesive that I used on the foam padding on my wall. Like, I sprayed right near my desk, and like, it's horrible. But regardless, we are going live here with the second half, or first half of the second map. I'm just all mixed up today. So we'll see Miracle Wipe on this far side, Team Euonym on the SI. And first hit's actually quite a doozy. Jockey, Charger, Spitter, and a Smoker. So a lot of separation potential, especially if that Charge or Spitter does actually manage to make some big play here. Smoker going to pull on a Nick to start things off, but that's all that we're going to see go in here at the very beginning of this hit. It looks like they might end up just saving the rest of the hit now. Actually, Jockey does pre-spawn, so now the hit's pretty much forced, except the Jockey gets absolutely decimated there by the shotgun of Nick, a.k.a. Hornchin. And this Charger might still be looking to go in. In fact, it is. Looking for a charge here onto Nick. Does land. Spit goes down top as well. It will be a single charge with Spit inside the corner. And Hornchin's going to eat a lot of damage from that, being dropped down to 49 HP. So what a hit there by the SI, making the best of that 2 SI combo that they had left. And that shows you really just how powerful those charge spits are and why you really want them for pretty much every single attack if you can make your sack order correct. You really just want to always have a charge split, which is obviously pretty much the best combo in the game because there's such a high potential for damage. But here comes another attack here as the tank spawns up in the hands of Dawkins himself. And Smoker is actually going to go ahead. Is that an AI Smoker? Yeah, it's an AI Smoker, so that's just going to get killed off there. But we'll see Team Miracle Wipe actually back up into the open field here. Dawkins taking his position on top of the maze here, or the hedges. And he's going to start raining down rocks on top of the survivors, throwing a Hail Mary rock in there. Going to get skeeted, though, by the hands of Hornchin. And a single boom landing out onto Alice here. Rochelle still dancing with the Charger in the background. That rock also misses. Charger whiffs onto Alice. And that will be the attack over and done with. This tank only taking 100 chips so far. So he's in a pretty good standing. Kiss me, why is your desk sticky? Because there was this adhesive that I used. It came in a spray can that I used to put the black foam up on my walls, which helps pretty much reduce sound and echo and whatnot. So it makes the sound a little better. But yeah, so basically I was spraying near my desk, and the overspray pretty much just got all over my desk. That's the easiest way to put it. I know you guys are gonna make it sound really bad, but that's the best way that I could put it. But regardless, tank once again still up here on top of the hedges, raining down some rocks on the enemy team. And nothing really happening so far. It's been a pretty docile rock tank as of me saying that. Hunter in the hands of Silver, though, going for a big 25 damage GP. Coming in now, looking for it. Does land it out onto Rochelle. Very well timed there by Silver. There's a double cap up front as well with the Rage Rock happening out onto Nick. Jockey also getting a nice ride out onto Coach. Beautiful played SI hit there. That was really nicely done by them. The double cap actually happening on the left side of the screen was caused by the two survivors looking up at the Hunter who was up in the sky. So good distraction by him, and he still managed to get that 25 damage DP as well as the double cap and the Rage Rock. So Dawkins has to be pretty happy with his SI support for that one. But it looks like Team Miracle Wipe is actually going to opt to push up here through the alley. Boomer does end up getting popped as well, so it's going to cause a bit of a headache here for them as they're not going to be able to commit right away. They do have plenty of rage left on Dawkins at 50%. Tank, or charge, I should say, going in, lands a double charge out onto two survivors, being Coach and Rochelle. And I don't know if Team Miracle Wipe are going to look to push it back. That would be a very odd call to make, but they are kind of all gathering up near the entrance of that alleyway. It almost seemed like they might have waited for one more hit and then pushed back on the tank. But it looks like they have kind of spread back out now. They're looking to play it a little more passively. And Dawkins on second pass, 65% rage, is going to be forced to commit here in a couple of seconds. And indeed, there we go. Down to 40% rage, being railed down by the Uzi in the hands of Coach. Going to go ahead and make his way towards the dump store on the left side here. Going to go for a quick miracle hit here with it. Actually going to go ahead and hit the dividers there instead. Down to 2k HP is him, and he's going to start working this hittable around the right side of the column there. That side, the stars are right in his path, but the dumpster does not manage to connect here. Down to 1200 HP now, 1000, being rolled in the back by that shotgun of Coach. Lands a singular rock out onto Rochelle here, and he still has his dumpster. He's going to go for a miracle hit, not going to find it though, and Dawkins will be killed off by those shotguns and Uzi of Coach. Well, actually, now he has the shotgun. There's this fly just sitting on my pop filter, and I'm going to just burn the pop filter in a second. So if you guys hear crackling, that's pretty much my pop filter on fire. But with that being said, we're going to see Miracle Wipe go ahead and push their way through the event. The first alleyway hit here. Normally you see a big hit coming out here from the SI, and I'm sure we won't be anything short of that. Smoker pull going out in the back onto Rochelle. Nice cap there onto Coach in the front as well. Charger getting ham with the punches, getting 3 punches so far, 4 punches. 4 total punches, 1 on Coach, 3 on Nick, and that's a massive amount of damage onto Miracle Wipe from that hit. And if anything so far, it seems like the SI have been doing better than the tanks for both teams. I mean, the first tank by Miracle Wipe, which was in the hands of Rainy, did spread quite a lot of love onto the survivors. But the SI really were what broke everything down for the past 3 rounds pretty much, and it seems it's even continuing into this map. So we'll see another SI hit gearing up. Boomer, Smoker, Jockey, and a Spitter. Another okay hit for this area because the Boomer can get normally I should say get a nice boom up from there, but Miracle Wipe too attentive to their surroundings. Go ahead and pop that Boomer through the wooden I don't even know what you're gonna call that, wooden flooring. Spitter going for a bit of delay here at the top of the ladder. We'll go ahead and get a bit of spit damage onto Rochelle along with that 1 scratch, but they will be able to turn the event off, and those doors will open in around 15 seconds now. Twitch chat, you scare me. So they should be opening in here in around 3 seconds or so, and then we'll see Miracle Wipe continue the way through the map. Another hit coming up though. It's going to be a Hunter Jockey charge and a Spitter. Now this is a very good hit for this area. It allows for a bit of separation in the back if the Spitter decides to go for a separation split if the Charger does not manage to land. They also have this Witch to go for, and Nick is going to go ahead and draw an attack coming in, though. The Witch actually managed to hit Nick once, hits him twice with the Hunter on top of him. Jockey grabbing Nick, or Coach, I should say, dragging him forward, and that's going to be a lot of damage out onto the survivors. Coach yet again holding a lot of temporary health and going to get incapped up top, up front, and he's going to have Common all over him, watching his HP just drop down here. And that Jockey will go ahead and run out and climb out and try to save himself for another day. And it looks like they might be able to save a trade here, but this Jockey could definitely hold them down and get this kill if he were to go in. And in fact, we're going to see just that. Jockey going to look for a delay here. We'll find it. Fates are getting charged away. Smoker out onto Nick, and that's going to be the incap and the wipe out onto Miracle Wipe. Very well played there. Beautiful hold, or beautiful distraction by the Jockey to delay the pickup. And we see the wipe coming out here from Euonym onto Miracle Wipe on the first half of the second chapter. And that's really what they needed, because they were 300 down coming into this game. So we have to see them play a little bit better here in this round on the Survivor. It shut down a few more of those SI hits, and they should be able to claw this one back. And it's also worth noting, actually, that we are actually on Euonym's home server. It's a New York server, so we kind of got to see them reverse things here, and once again play a little bit better, because when they go to the away game, they're going to have the pings against them. So they're going to have pretty much a harder time playing better on that server, or should in theory. Kiss me burning his house down. No worries at all. No. It's just annoying, because it's like those little plant flies that you get sometimes. Yeah, there's like 2 of them in my room. I killed one early this morning, and the other one just refuses to die, so hopefully I can kill it off at some point here. Feels pills, man. But we are live yet again with the third, well, I should say 4th half. But anyway, it's the second half of the second map, so basically the 4th half of something. And Smoker and Charger both spawning up here, and that's going to notify the survivors of where they are in the map. And that Smoker's in a very interesting spot. I don't know how well it's going to work off. Yeah, that didn't work at all. Getting railed down there by the Uzi. Up next, there's a double charge at the safe room door, though, and that spit's going to go down right on top of it. Actually spreads inside the safe room a little bit and outside. Jockey getting meleeed down there by Dawkins, though. Well played by him to keep himself safe. And he's going to start making headway here and pushing through the map, waiting for his fellow survivors to follow him. And very well played there by Dawkins. That was a big save by him. If that jockey did manage to land, that would have definitely pushed out another 20-25 damage out onto him. With the jockey and then the Rye and the spit, the little bit of delay that it would have caused them. So we'll see them continue their way through the map here at a particularly fast pace. Boomer pre-spawning here, looking for a boom, as it did become the tank, and it will receive a no boom, but tank will be in his hands anyway. Up for Atreyu for Miracle Whip. Jockey Charger working around in the back. Land a double charge, actually, but the Charger does get cleared, but they still get the damage for that double hit going out. And that tank gonna make his way to the hedges and start raining down rocks. I didn't even know where that rock went. Oh, that was like a moon rock. So Atreyu making his way to the top of the hedges here, going to start throwing the rocks as aforementioned, or as previously mentioned, I guess I should say. Kiss me, you have to try to domesticate the flies instead of killing them. Oh god. Kiss me, murderer. Oh god, it's happening. They know I kill flies. But yeah, so Atreyu not having all that much luck just yet with any of these rocks. They are very close to clipping Coach, though. As anyone that plays L4D2 knows that the Survivor hitboxes are normally much bigger than a bot's hitbox. So it's actually quite astounding how far off a rock can be, but still hits you. And we'll see an attack coming in, though. Hunter Jockey with the Charger. Hunter getting melee down along with the Jockey. Jockey not being able to land just yet. Charger got 3 or 4 punches actually out onto Rochelle. Dawkins going to get chipped down quite a bit. And this tank will now get pushed by the survivors here, taking around 1,100 chip so far. And this Uzi in the hands of Dawkins still just railing into him, dropping him down another 300. Now Rochelle, a.k.a. Knock, taking turns and just shooting him as well. And I believe it was another moon rock. Indeed it was. He throws a lot of moon rocks. There's another one flying through the trees. That one actually almost connected onto Els. Here comes a Hunter, though, looking for a rock for his tank. Not going to find it, though, but here's a smoker pole out onto Els as well. He throws a crap ton of moon rocks. These things are taking forever to land. Another smoker pole here. There's a dead smoker. Atreyu throwing another moon rock. It's, I don't know if these moon rocks are really worth it. They're just taking so long to land. If he actually just threw a rock straight at them, he would probably have a better chance of actually landing some of these. But another far up moon rock, not gonna connect. Throws another one. Atreyu aiming for the sky. There's a charge though out onto Rochelle, pushing her up against the hedge. A rock coming out by the hands of Atreyu yet again. Not gonna find his mark. Skewed there by Silver. Boomer does land onto Rochelle though. He has a lot of faith in these moon rocks. like I've seen and heard of teams, you know, saying, oh, you going for a moon rock once or twice is okay with the tank. I've never heard of someone talk about like full on moon rocks though, like 24/7. Something different, but Charger or Tank gonna go ahead and make his way much closer to Stars now. Now he looks for a rock on the Stars, not gonna find it though. Attack does land quite well actually though. Both Smoker and Hunter finding targets here, but Charger or Tank just not able to find a target, and that rock barely missing Rochelle, hitting right in front of her feet. Atreyu down to 15% rage first pass, and he's going to be forced to commit here as the Swarms have pushed forward in the alleyway, kind of narrowing his options, and he has to get closer. So his only way to actually get closer is through that alleyway. Unlike Dark Parish. Dark Parish, you can get on all these roofs, and it makes it a lot trickier for survivors. But Rochelle's actually going to push back on the tank now. Tank's going to be pretty close, but he's actually going to hold back for a second. I feel like he should have went in since he was so close to them, since the SI are also already up. But here come the SI working their way in. Boomer looking for Boom here. Does land a single boom out onto Nick here. Tank's going to focus attention over to him. Landing one punch on him. Missing the second though. Tank down to 1400 HP. Boomer getting melee down and killed off. Jockey, Smoker look for double cap here over on the right side. Atreyu going for his dumpsters now. Hits it off to the right side though. And Tank 100 and... Well, I was going to say 100 HP, but he was already dead by the time I started saying that. But that will be the tank, very well dealt with by Euonym, and they will be sitting at a health bonus of 589. That is pretty damn good, actually, for this part on the map. Knock and Dawkins taking quite a bit of damage, but that's pretty much earlier on. It wasn't too much directly from the tank. Tank did get a punch or two out onto Nick. All right, yeah, it must have been just one punch. But regardless, we'll see them push away through the event now. First alleyway hit coming in with the attack. Spit goes at the front of the alley. Charger running his way backwards. Does actually take the jock target, which was Ellis, but Spitter has already spat. So there is no spit to actually obviously be had for that charge spit. And we'll see Nick moving his way through the alleyway here at a quick pace. And he's going to make his way right to the button. He should be able to make it actually before the next hit comes up. But he's actually going to elect to hold here and actually block the spawns for his teammates. So good on him, playing the team game, not playing for the you know, solo glory of hitting the button first. And then they're going to go ahead and make their way to the ladder section here. Boomer looking for a boom here behind the boxes. Does manage to line double boom in the back. And Smoker also grabbing a pull. Hunter getting skied out there, though. And the Spitter Boomer are going to be left really with nothing to do here. And Spitter's going to go ahead and try to slow down the two in the back for a second. See, now this is pretty much where we saw Miracle Wipe on their half previously, and then the Witch is pretty much where everything just went so far south that it was kind of you know, upsetting to say the least. So let's see what happens with Euonym here if they you know, replicate the outcome that was previously set by Miracle Wipe, or if we see something new happen here. There's a Smoker pull happening on Nick in the back. Actually, tackling in completely right now. Jockey also looking for a latch here on Nick. It's melee down though by Nick himself. And is going to get drugged back into the corner. Lots of damage going out onto Nick. And now Rochelle goes for the crown on the Witch. Did grab it. I had a feeling that while I was looking at that, she was going to go for it. That's why the camera was kind of in a weird position. But yeah, so Witch is dealt with by Knock. I believe it is. Yeah, it was Knock. Rochelle heads up play by him, noticing the attack was going on his three teammates, putting his faith in them to kill the SI hit. And that will be the Witch dealt with. So they're going to probably end up making the safe room here. Not really much standing else in their way besides his last hit. Smoker, Charger, Hunter, and a Spitter. They're moving very quickly. They do manage to land the charge out onto Rochelle. There's the Smoker pull on to Coach. Does get cleared off. Hunter landing onto Nick as well. So that's going to be quite a bit of damage onto Rochelle here. Probably not the incap. Actually, there was Death Spit down on top of that. So that will be the death, or the incap at least. Dark Parish could it be in the tournament? Possibly. Nobody will know until the brackets are announced. But regardless, Team Euonym will make their way to the safe room. They will not end up taking the lead, though. They'll come out with a grand total score of 976, 676 for this specific chapter. And so they'll still be down by around 63 points heading into the next map here. Wait, 63? Yes. Yes, 63. It took me a second there. I was like, wait, am I saying something wrong here? Am I doing math wrong? But no, it is indeed 63 points. So that will be the delta here coming into map 3. And map 3, obviously, pretty much the longest map of Parish. So it is worth quite a lot of points as well. An early wipe here with any tank. Actually, no. Early wipe's not going to happen, or at least unless some amazing SI hit happens. Tank's at 81%. Where is that? I believe that is on top of the bridge. Yeah, that's when you climb up the ladder. I think it's on the staircase, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's AD1. And then Witch at 68. That is that's interesting. I think that's like top of the ladder when you come out of the sewer. That's, yeah, because 61 is like down in the sewer, but the witch can't spawn down there. So yeah, it's above the sewer. So let's see what the SI can bring, or how well the SI can bring the heat here before the bosses of the map come into play. And first hit's going to be a jockey, charger, spitter, and a smoker. So pretty nice hit here for this area. A lot of separation to work with. But it's going to really come down to how well they can actually get that first cap, or if that charger can initiate well here. I'm assuming they're probably going to lead him with the jockey. Actually leads in instead. Does manage to actually separate one survivor outside the safe room. Jockey does miss that latch out onto Rochelle, but the spit charge do go to work on the pulled survivor outside the safe room. Dead spit tried to go down top of it as well. I'm not too sure if it did land. Did in fact land. Hornchin taking a lot of damage by that hit and going to be dropped down. I believe he was around the 35 HP range before he popped that set of pills. So nice play there by the SI, working together. Jockey holding the survivors in the safe room, and then the other three going to town on Nick outside of the safe room. So good separation play. And now we'll see the survivors slope a little bit here. They could have actually probably taken the drop if they moved a little bit quicker. They were a little hesitant though, because they really ate that last attack to the faces. And there's a rocket boom going in, doesn't manage to land out onto Nick. Jockey spawning up on the rooftop now. The survivors know exactly where he is more than likely, and they're going to actually go ahead and push the drop regardless. Charger rocketing in, looking for a latch onto someone. Doesn't find it though. He was aiming for Coach. Jockey finds it though out onto him, and the spit goes down on top of him as well. So that's going to be quite a hunk of damage going out onto actually Ellis of all people. Not even so much Coach. Alice was bathing in the spit as he tried hopping up on the car. Reloading. Good God, so much talking. Grabbing a guitar. Gotta reload. Their pings aren't exactly that favorable for Euonym if this is their home game. This isn't. From what I know, they're doing a best of 2, and this is Euonym's home game. I wouldn't see why. If they're doing a BO2, if Miracle Wipe would actually consider playing on New York when they're a European-based team. I think the reason they're choosing New York, though, is because they're running Knock, who's from South America, and they get the best ping to New York servers. And then Sir is also a European, so you know it's kind of like 2 of your players are from international countries or just different countries other than NA. So you have to kind of also accommodate them with the server choice. So I could actually see this being their home server. Boomer goes in though, lands a nice double proxy on 2 of the survivors. This could be pretty nasty. There's a nice triple cap at me with the last survivor being boomed. Coach as well boomed as he is smoked. That's going to be a quick clear going out to Nick though, and that will be the other 2 survivors being cleared off as well, but the damage was already done. Look at Atreyu and Fater and Hornchin as well. HP is just plummeting down to the ground there. Really nice hit there by Euonym. The moment that double boom happened and they were just spread out all around that camper, that was a definite sign that hell on earth was about to break open there for Miracle Wipe, as the SI pretty much hadn't even committed yet except for that smoker, and then the jockey and hunter worked together beautifully to cap it 2 more of them to secure that tri-cap, and that will be the survivors making the way out to the drop or the entrance to the manhole. So I doubt we're gonna see a death pull here. That would be very interesting. There's a hunter, but that's... Yeah, they're not going to go for that. They're actually going to hit here at the bottom. This is what a lot of NA teams do nowadays. They just go for the immediate damage. And 2 survivors drop actually, and there's a nice double touch at the bottom. The whole spit goes down to right on top of that, I can only assume. And that's going to be absolutely a massacre. Let's keep this angle because it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. Atreyu almost taking in cap there, down to 1 HP. Actually 2 as I say that, but he's going to be dropped down to 1 here in a second. And Hornchin also taking an in cap as well. Really well played there by the SI. A little unfortunate though for Miracle Wipe as they sent 2 people down instead of just 1. But at the same time, they were pretty much forced to, or else the jockey could have drugged one of the survivors forward, and then they would have been forced down anyway to, go down the hole. But with that being said, survivors make their way up the manhole unscathed so far. Smoker down at the bottom, probably going to look to come from behind. And Hunter's going to go ahead and peek his way up the hole instead. And the Hunter's actually going to be spotted. And this Coach taking an in cap. Not too sure what that was. Spitter goes ahead and grabs a spawn by one of the alarm cars. Spits out. Nice B-hop there by the Boomer. Gonna land a nice double proxy onto Nick and the down survivor. Smoker pulling Randy down into the spit. Gonna be a lot of damage out onto him actually. Dropping him around 20 HP by himself. And Smoker waiting for a bit more of a delay as well. And I only see 3 survivors for some reason. Unless I'm really missing something. No, Alice was up against the fence areas. So there's still a delay going out here onto Atreyu. He's on the brink of dying actually. He's dying off very quickly. There goes a jockey hopping towards Nick, secures the scratch and the end cap that followed it out onto him. Charger now looking for a spawn here behind the support pillar for the bridge above them. And there's an alarm clock being triggered. Charger goes out onto Ellis, does manage to land it, but it is actually cleared off by Coach, who had a full clip on the Uzi. So well played. There's 3 car alarms set off. They're just going ham, and they still have this tank to take. They're in very bad positions as it stands right now. 4 alarm cars, and this is pretty much a wipe. I don't see this tank not securing this wipe, because it should spawn up here on the staircase, if I'm not mistaken, or at the top of it. Hunter jumping down out onto Nick, though. There is a spitter here who's about to cause havoc on the survivors. Spitting down on top of the stairway. Going to be the kill out onto Nick. Jockey landing onto Elsa on the bottom. And that spitter just going ham with the scratches out onto Rochelle. Come on, tank. You got this. I know you're going to spawn up here. There's no way 81 is drop. I refuse to believe it. Refuse. There we go. Alright, so I was a little late, but it's still a top. And actually, we see Miracle White push forward here. Easy kill there on the Witch. Charger goes for 1 punch onto Ellis, and then the pound does secure the wipe or the down onto him. Tank gets 1 punch onto Rainier, gets another one. There's another down onto him. And there's a big pounce coming out by the Hunter, out onto Coach. And 1 final punch will secure it. Nope, he got God-framed. There we go. There is the final punch. So Miracle Wipe will meet their demise here at the tank. Played by Nox, so Nox tank is out of the picture, and unfortunately it didn't really have that big of a role to play here, but we'll see how well Euonym can actually hold it together here on their half.
I'm reloading.
If that was their idea of safety, I can't wait to see what's out here.
Kiss me, if someone offered you $1 million to kiss a spitter, would you do it? Is my face gonna get burnt off from the acid spit? Because if so, then no. $1 million. What? Crunch? My God. Sorry about that. Trying to chug as much water as I can to keep my voice alive as we go through this. Thank you very much for the follow, Mr. Firebond. So, we are currently just waiting on a couple more players here to ready up, one from each team, and we'll see what this half will hold in store. Euonym could very easily take the lead here. If they can just make it to the tank and drop off the bridge, they will... pretty much just by distance points alone, because of where one of the survivors died off, they would be in the lead, I do believe. So there is that possibility of them taking the lead. It's really a matter of, do you want the lead, though, by that slim of a margin if you do end up getting wet. But there's the first attack coming in. Double cap landing outside the safe room. Lots of punches coming out by the Charger as well. And that jockey's going to ride Coach forward for a lot of damage in the end, out onto Euonym. Pretty much all of them except for Nock taking around 30 damage each. So that's got to feel a little crappy on their part as they take around 100 damage on that first hit. So let's see what ends up happening here with this rest of the campaign. Hopefully they can hold together a little bit better here. I did initially predict them as being the winners for this game, but Miracle Wipe has played very well on both halves so far, both Survivor and SI. There's the attack though. Spit goes on top of the charge. Wonderfully played charge as well, right around the corner, nailing Nick into the pole, and that will be him going down into the yellow here, and also Silver taking a bit more damage. Kiss me, where is Rails? I believe he had somewhere to drive to, which is why we were supposed to cover a game last night at like 12 a.m., which was Silencio Jockeys versus not East-Set. It was another Asian team. I forget what the name was. Silencio Jockeys versus I can't remember. But we were supposed to cover that one, but Rails ended up having to go because he had to wake up early in the morning. And I ended up falling asleep at like 9, waking up at 12:30, and the game has already started by that point. So it was a little unfortunate. Actually, I think I woke up at like 11:50 and talked to Ram, and I was like, I'm not going to be there because I'm currently in bed. But yeah, so that happened, unfortunately. But regardless, that attack got pretty much demolished by Euonym, not that much coming from it, and they will be able to take this drop up ahead pretty much scot-free at this point. But there will be one waiting for them at this next house, and it's going to consist of a Charger, Smoker, Boomer, and a Jockey. So this could be quite devastating. We could see a nice hitman coming out, but the Boomer gets immediately obliterated there by the shotguns of Team Euonym. The rest of the side working their way in. Charger getting railed down by the machete of Alice. Jockey as well, meaning the same fate, and that will be the Smoker being hunted by 3 members of Euonym, shutting him down and making him explode into a cloud of smoke.
Oh shit! Watch out!
What else? Right, and then for you guys still tuning in, there is one more match after this one. Hopefully I can find someone to help cast it with me. But yeah, that one's going to be Kazoo Kids taking on Team Millennium. And that's a pretty big game because Kazoo Kids are 4-1 and Millennium is 3-2. So if Millennium loses this game, they are officially out of the running for Final 16. And if Kazoo Kids wins, then they secure a spot. So it's pretty much, you know, something big is going to happen here with this game coming up. But regardless, there's a boom out until it's going to force the survivors back down into the sewers here for a little longer as they have to now hold out some of these common. But this Boomer, they can pretty much keep doing this for quite a while, and they have this Spitter, so they can have like a never-ending delay here on the survivors if they so chose to. Which is something I'm really not, I'm surprised I haven't seen a lot more teams do as of yet. But here we go. Sarah's making their way up, all 3 of them together. Alice now actually the only one up at the top of the hole, and he did get boomed. Hunter, Jockey, both last on him. Now Smoke or Boomer getting ready to drop down the manhole. Delay the survivors a bit more. Now staying on top of the heads of the survivors. Gonna get proxied here eventually on the survivors. Getting mailed around. Jockey now latching on to Nick here. This is a huge amount of damage out on the survivors. Boomer proxying onto Nick as Rochelle just had to shoot it. Hunter now looking for a kill out onto Nick. Actually ends up for an interception onto Rochelle. Ellis died off in the meantime. That being Sir, that Hunter beautifully played hit there, and that's another end cap out into Dawkins, and that hit just fell apart. What I believe happened was the survivors were trying to push 3 people up the hole and leave 1 down at the bottom just to block the SI and not allow them to come up directly behind them. But here comes another hit. In the meantime, nice double charge happening, and this is more than likely the wipe here. Smoker looking for a pull on to Silver, does land it, and that will be the wipe. Getting pulled up against the car, no chance of that tongue being cleared off. Spit on top of him, and that will be the wipe yet again. Wonderfully played SI there by Miracle Wipe, and I believe that all happened because of a bit of a misplay on Euonym's part. Once again, it looked like they had 3 survivors trying to push up the ladder. One common tried to drop down the hole and got stuck on 2 of their heads, and Sir just continued pushing up, not knowing that 2 of his teammates actually got delayed. So very unfortunate for them, but that one common putting in work for the most part. Oh, it's tack, tack, tack? Okay. Oh yeah. I remember seeing M4 because I watched Ram stream for a little bit. Yeah, you're right. It was Slinger Jockeys versus Talk, Talk, Talk.
Something tells me they're not checking for survivors anymore.
What else are you guys saying in the chat? Put me in, coach. Kiss me now, accepting resumes for a new co-caster to replace Rails. No. I'm not looking for anyone to really, you know, replace anybody. He's just busy. It happens. When is Kazoo Kids game? That is at 4 p.m. EDT, so it's in 2 hours and 45 or 1 hour 45 minutes. So if this game does end on time or end before then, we'll hop over into that game. If it doesn't, unfortunately, we probably won't be able to cover that one. I actually don't even know if that one's a best of 1 or best of 2. I think it's a BO1, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, that was an absolutely insane hit coming out from them. So we'll move into map 4 now. Yet again, we're looking at a home and away system for this matchup that we're watching right now. So this is the first game of 2. This is Euonym's home game, and they're actually currently still in the back behind Miracle White by around 160 points exactly, actually. So they're going to have to play a little bit catch up here to actually make this comeback a possibility, and definitely look to grab some sort of lead going into the next game. Once again, both these teams sitting at a record of 3-2. They need 2 wins in these following 2 weeks to actually make it to the next stage, the final 16 brackets. But there's a nice hit, and regardless, going out onto Nick with that smoke pounce, and spit all landing on top of him, and the boomer also landing onto Rochelle. But yeah, as I was saying, whatever team wins here also has to win their next game to clinch a spot in the final 16. If they win here but then lose next week, they're going to have a final record of 4-3, and then that's a possibility of them being in the final 16. It's very up for grabs, so we'll have to see what ends up happening. But regardless, tank now up in the hands of Sir for Team Euonym. Very well-known tank. Not too sure what he's doing. It looks like he's playing with an Xbox 360 controller. It's happening. But he has gone and repositioned himself on the rooftop behind the survivors. And let's see when he looks to commit here. Looks like he's dancing to some music. He has those tunes going. He's waiting for the beat to drop. When the bass drops, you go. And it looks like it's dropping. He's dropped. He's going in. He's making his way towards the survivors. We have a bit of midget tech going on. He gets a corner onto Rochelle. That's immediate and cap out onto her. One more punch. Oh no, 2 punches. One more like secure. There's a double punch onto Coach and Ellis there. Nicely played. There's a jockey latching onto Rochelle. Doesn't secure the end cap though. Rochelle won't be able to pop the set post here. There's no, not even an end cap onto Ellis. Gets another punch on Nick though. Tank down to 2600 HP. Gonna be forced to back out. Survivors will go ahead and reestablish the ground on the ground floor. But this tank not having the best of luck so far, unfortunately. He had a lot of end caps within his grasp. He could have gotten that last punch on Rochelle, end capped her. Last punch on Nick, end capped him. I mean, look at their solid HP that they have left. They were literally that close to being end capped. And also Hornch, not too sure what happened to him exactly. I know that first hit of the game really hit him hard. But we're going to see the recommit coming out here from Sir. Nice triple charge, in fact. Putting the survivors in the corner here. Here come the triple punches. Another double punch. Oh no, he whiffs down to Coach. And that will be the tank dying off there. But that had the possibility of being much bigger than it was. Really well played tank there by Euonym and Sir in particular. He really did a good job. That last second charger was a big play. Unfortunately, Sir wasn't able to actually secure all three of them in the corner. Nick was able to slip away. If he had been able to get that, that could have definitely been the wipe if he could have gotten the 3 end caps out onto them. But regardless, we're going to keep going with the game here. Next attack working his way in here. Jockey landing along with the Hunter. That's a lot of damage going out to Coach. He gets rodden into the spit. Pull now, bringing Nick Ellis into the spit. Taking a lot of damage from that death spit behind him as well. But that will be only 1 end cap going out onto Coach. And that will allow them to get the pickup. So Atreyu will be on his first end cap after this. Rini also on his first end cap. And they will be granted passage to the next hit. But this next hit is looking pretty nasty, actually, because Facer and Rini are pretty low on HP now. One really good spit could be the end of it. But there's this charge out onto Coach. He was all alone, though. So I'm not too sure what that was coming out from Knock. That's going to really stagger their spawns. And then obviously put their heavy-hitting SI out of commission for a little bit. Ooh, spit actually spreads onto Rochelle.
Okay. That one hurt.
So we'll see them move their way through the map now as 2 of those SI have been killed off. Okay, there's a self-end cap going out onto Rochelle by her teammates. Which in the alley up ahead. I'm not too sure if the SI will be waiting on this or if they're going to go earlier because Facer and Atreyu both sitting very low on HP right now at 5 HP apiece, which is a scratch from like most of the SI to end cap. Kiss me, go for other game even in the middle of it. I don't really want to like just break off of a game to go to another one. I feel like that's kind of rude to the teams. But regardless, there goes the spit trying to secure last second cap onto Alice before they go for the switch. They might as well just go for it because they're all bleeding out so heavily. And Coach does manage to actually get the crown. He takes the cap regardless, go from the spit or the pull, I should say. And there's the scratch spit or the scratch end cap going out onto Alice. I can't talk anymore. Smoker grabs a pull out onto Rochelle, but that will be cleared off by Nick. And there's 2 scratches, 3 scratches, a kill onto Rochelle. Sir now going for Hornshin, but gets pistoled down by Coach on his back.
Come on.
So that will be the wipe negated for a little bit longer. They do lose Rini though, so you see the fatigue of these bleeding survivors just taking its toll on them slowly but surely as they just can't supplement their health with enough pills to be found. And we'll have a boomer going in and landing a boom plus the proxy on the Coach. And we might see the attack even go inside of here because they don't want them to find any more pills. It's going to just allow them to survive that much longer. Oh, there's a nasty spit onto Alice. He was stuck in that for a long time. Coach as well. Charger making his way now. Goes for punch on the Ellis, does grab it. Punch on the coach, grabs that kill, and there is a jock on to Nick. Gonna be what secures the round. Riding Nick over into the closet. And that will be the round there for Miracle Wipe. So they're going to end the round with 316 distance points for this map. And obviously no safe room, no health bonus to be had. And so that's going to put Euonym around 473 points down. So we have pretty much this half and then one more map to go. And then we're going to switch servers and go play the other game, I do believe. Unless for some reason there's a GG called after this one. But Euonym really has to step up here. And this is a very rough tank to see. I think Euonym could even make the comeback happen on the European server because their pings really shouldn't be all that badly. In fact, for some reason, some South Americans get better ping to Europe than they do to New York and Texas. I really couldn't tell you why that is, but I've seen some, once again, some SA players get better ping on Europe. So, Sir is obviously going to have better ping. Dawkins and who was the other one? Master Silver. I'm not too sure where Master Silver is located, so we'll have to see what their pings are. But I believe Dawkins is East Coast. So it shouldn't be too bad for him. But we will see the survivors making their way through the safe room. Hunter getting obliterated though out of there. Spit goes down top of the survivor. That was smoke there. So Nick will take a little bit of spit damage, though not much. Dropping to 96 HP. And they're going to go ahead and push their way up here, looking to spawn this tank. Boomer going in for last second. Boom does get popped there by Rochelle. Nice heads up play by Knock. And that will negate any horde from following the survivors into the room. And now this tank going to start moving his way forward. Rochelle looking for some early chip. This is a very aggressive play, though. She should fall back. And indeed, she's going to. Being a little too pushy there. But once again, tank up in the hands of Hornchin for Miracle Wipe. Throwing a rock through the doorway, looking for a little bit of a cheeky clip rock on the hitbox. But he's going to go ahead and work his way around here, looking for his line of commit, how he wants to go about this. Another good map is Die Scraper Redux Heavy. That was me talking to someone in Twitch chat. But regardless, tank in the hands of Hornchin. Now gonna go ahead and commit. Nice double punch there. Out onto Nick and Coach. Another one following up. He's getting these double punches coming out of nowhere. Tank gets the cap out of Nick. Jockey riding Coach forward in the map. There's another double cap in the back. That could be the end of it. Smoker grabs the pull onto Sir. That will secure the wipe. I do believe. I don't think Nick can actually get this clear at all. What a commitment there. That tank in the hands of Hornchin just obliterating the survivor, who's just going right in. He literally jumped up and grabbed the double punch on the staircase through the actual like the actual pillars, or whatever you want to call them, the actual railing. Wonderfully played by him. And he just got doubles galore. SI helped him out. Jockey grabbed Coach, drug him forward, and that was really well SI, or really well coordinated SI support. You see absolute mayhem happening out of them. I know we have a couple more replays as well. And yes, that's a new replay GIF that was made by Xeon for me yesterday. He noticed what I was using and he was like, dude, we got to upgrade your game. And I was like, okay, give me something. And he was like, hold on, I got you. So he made that. It's nothing too fancy, but it gets the job done. I think it looks really good actually on the stream. So just going through some big plays that have happened so far in this game that have shaped or helped shape what we're looking at right now, score delta wise. So yeah, so it looks like we're actually going to be going live here in game, so let's switch back over to it. So final map of parishes, no early tank here in Ace mod. So let's see how these survivors can actually play together until they come up on that second tank, or the one further up ahead, I should say. But there's the first hit going in. Everything gets really obliterated. A couple scratches landing from the jockey onto Rochelle, but that will be all she wrote for that hit. And survivors should be safe to go ahead and start the event now. And for you guys that don't know what this event is, it's actually a running event, which is the term coined for it. It basically means that the survivors have to continue moving through an endless amount of horde and make their way to their destination. In this case, it's a helicopter that's at the far end of this bridge. And obviously, all the meanwhile, there will be SI common raining down on the survivors. And then towards the end of the bridge, there's also a tank. So, a couple interesting little things. And yeah, let's see how they fare as they move their way through the first segment of the bridge. We call this the first segment because pretty much there's 3 segments. Each of them dictates a part where there's a majority of actual death charge spots. And this one, obviously, there's a huge hole up ahead here, which holds a huge chance of ending in a death charge or even a death shocky if you aim it or angle it right. So let's see what the Survivors end up to do here. Survivors going and spreading out around the bus, looking to block as many spawns as they can for the time being. Looks like they will actually be stuck on one side of the tractor trailer now. And actually, do landing a double charge. Actually, Ellis almost getting drugged off the bridge there. Is going to be forced to actually be ledge hung. Very close to a death jockey. And that's going to be them picking up Ellis now, helping him back to his feet. And they will do it successfully, but quite a bit of damage coming out onto the Survivors. But that was still much better than it could have been there. That death jockey was very close.
Reloading.
Survivors will continue moving the way through the map here, slowly but surely. If you guys hear anything outside my window, that is a weed whacker going to town on some weeds outside. Well, more like some grass, but regardless, we'll see some SI coordination here coming in. Hunter actually making his way in all alone for some reason. The SI seem to be pulling out, but they ended up going in one at a time. Now the jockey goes and dies off. Charger lands the charge down to Ellis, but once again, the other two SI are already dead and killed off. That will be the attack over and done with. Nick bringing up the back of the pack right now. That was me hitting my mouse by accident. And so Survivor is actually playing very tightly together right now. And I mean, this is what I've said coming into this really long time team. A lot of chemistry with Miracle Wipe. And they might be sitting at a record of 3-2, but once again, they're a very strong team. And they could definitely still take this game away from Euonym. But there's a nice work with that spit hunt. And Nick will take a lot of damage from that. Note, I said spit and hunt. Just saying. Because I know Twitch chat and your dirty, dirty minds. But Survivors will continue their way through the map here. Looking to spawn this tank. Indeed, there it is. And it's going to come up. Oh, wait, we have an attack coming from behind. Charger looking for something, not going to find anything though. Tank coming up in the hands of Knock for Euonym. So last tank on this server. And let's see if they can get the wipe, because if they really want to come out of this game in the lead, they're going to have to get a wipe here, and then they got to make the helicopter. There's just no other way around it. And that's a pretty big hole in of itself. This is not the easiest tank to get a wipe with. And then also making the helicopter also has its own set of problems. But so far, Miracle Wipe looking in some good position. But there's a nice boom going out onto Coach with the SI support working together. No rock was landed, but Knock is at full rage for his pass, so he's not really too hurting for rage right now. But that boom will allow for a little bit of horde to come in to help him out here.
Reloading.
So we'll see the Survivors go ahead and start LOSing behind the van, kind of sticking together for right now. Tank can go ahead and move forward. Actually hitting spacebar on the ladder, going to get pushed back off it because he hit the spacebar. But he does eventually make it up, but not before taking 1,400 damage a chip. So that's very unfortunate for him. And now we will see Knock obviously sitting above the Survivors. He's going to be burning on rage now though, because he can't really keep the safe angles that he did have on the opposite side. He's obviously, if he does peek here, he's going to take a lot of chip from the Uzis. But he actually goes and drops in now. He gets stuck on the scaffolding there for quite a bit of time. Looking for some long arms. Not going to find it though. Boomer does end up proxying onto Alice, but also proxying onto the tank. There's a one punch onto Alice. Here comes another one. 2 punches on him so far. One more will secure the incap onto him, but he's actually going to turn his attention towards the other Survivors. Looking for a rock onto Nick. Does find it. Going to go ahead and secure the incap onto him. Actually not getting the incap, but he just actually hit a punch onto Coach now. Another punch onto Rochelle. There's his first incap. But I mean, for what it was, he did spread a lot of love yet again, as we saw with the first map tank for Euonym, spreading the love to say the least.
Reloading.
So there will be 3 Survivors slow here for Miracle White for the rest of this game, or for the rest of this map, I should say, and that will be Rini, Hornshin, and Facer upon pickup. But Atreyu still sitting high up there in the green, him being coach, so we might see the SI focus him. I would personally tell him to actually go after the lower S or lower health people though, as they can slow the Survivors down that much more, allow them to bleed out more, and obviously just make them go for pickups. But here goes a Spitter trying to laser us from getting those pills inside the van up ahead. Beautiful skeet there on a Knock, obliterating him out of the air. and they're going to be able to grab those 4 sets of pills there in that van, and that's what you don't want to let the survivors do, obviously, but they're going to be able to grab them and make their way through the map, possibly now, because they're going to have so much HP to actually throw around. Oh, I do know you guys in Twitch chat too well. I've seen the conversations that happen in my chat. So, Miracle Wife moving the way through the map here slowly but surely. Boomer goes in, lands a double boom out onto Coach and Rochelle. Nice melee clear there by Coach though. Jumping up from the ground, hitting the Charger's foot as he was on top of the gas truck, and not leveling but clearing that. So well played. A bit of damage going out here onto Hornchin. He's going to be knocked down into the low 40 HP range, and he's going to be limping here for the rest of the map. I don't believe we'll be seeing any more pills either. I believe it's only those 4 in the map, along with the 4 in the safe room. But Boomer going out here onto Rochelle to initiate, going to funnel all the common out into her. Attack is looking like it's going to be a Hunter, Charger, and a Spitter. So either Kappa that lands will be able to be helped out by this Spitter. Here comes the Spitter, going to go ahead and down the Spit onto Rochelle. And there's the Hunter also landing onto Rochelle. Gets cleared off immediately. The Spit does not spread, though, actually, at this area for some reason. And that will allow the Spit to actually stay off of Rini, keeping her or him away from the in-cap. And they're limping. They're going, they're chugging along, but they are limping. And Tank spawning up now for Silver. And he should be able to catch up to them, actually, because they're all slow at this point, except for Coach, who will make his way to the helicopter. Smoker grab and pull onto Rochelle, secures the in-cap. Ellis and Nick saying, "You're not worth it, we're moving." And Hunter latching onto Coach up ahead by the helicopter, does get cleared off. And the tank should be right on their heels at this point in time. Actually, no, he went from the above. I'm not too sure why he did that. You can actually go from underneath, which is the quicker way. But for some reason, he went from above, and it's actually might allow the Stars to all make it. Well, the 2 that left up to make it to the helicopter. He's looking for a punch here, though. He's not able to grab it, and they will actually be able to make it into the helicopter, along with the tank, who actually gets dumped outside by the helicopter. So they will be able to make it, but only with 3 or 2 people, I should say. The other 2 were obviously killed off. I feel like if Silver actually went the lower route, he could have caught up to them. But regardless, that was obviously his choice that he went with, and we'll see them making it with a 578 distance point score for this map, bringing them to a grand total score of 2399. And obviously, Team Euonym sitting at 1421, and this is a very weird looking angle right now. I like it. We're going to keep it. I've actually never looked at the map like this. Whoa, my game like glitched out. That was weird.
Well, you free to make yourself a
Alright, we're good now.
life right here in this room, Nate.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Excuse me, may I ask, where can I see the team score chart? I don't believe it's posted anywhere. Well, it is just not in the same format that you see on the stream. If you go to L4D2.com or you type !brackets in and you go to the round 6 forum thread, you click on pairings and you'll see the pretty much the scores and the pairings for this week. But regardless, going live here with the last half of the server map. So let's see what ends up happening. Boomer spawning up above, lands a single boom out onto Alice. That's all that he will be able to land. Here comes a Hunter and Jockey looking to make something happen here. Spitter not able to find a spawn just yet. Now got the spawn inside the safe room. Hunter goes in, gets obliterated. Spitter throws on the Spit. Actually spreads quite well, but the Stars are able to easily navigate away from it. Boomer actually knocking Dawkins down into the Spit, giving him around another 4 damage, I think. It was only 1 tick that went off onto him, so not too bad. Hello, Hota.
Let's move.
But we'll see Stars moving their way through the map here slowly but surely. Hunter throwing himself in there. Probably just a sack for a better spawn. And so far they have a Spitter Charger and a Jockey. They're really looking for a Smoker here. Jockey gets that pre-spawn. Or Stars obviously can hear him. They know that he's somewhere in the map. Spitter dies off. And this Jockey getting chipped down now by Rochelle. Now Dawkins knows exactly where it is. Dawkins ends up eating the Charger. Oh no! Oh wow, Jockey actually just saved Dawkins. I thought that was over. Jockey actually ledge hanging Dawkins and kind of saving him from the charger. So that's definitely a misplay on Miracle Wipe's part. I'm not too sure if the Jockey actually had faith in his charger friend or not. But there's a Boomer getting M2 down by Ellis. Does end up proxying on them regardless. And that will draw all the common from this event horde out onto him. Another attack looking to gear up here is going to be a Hunter, Spitter, and a Smoker. So the Hunter and the Spitter can work together here. They do just that. Beautiful pre-spit on Rochelle. Again, going to be a lot of damage out onto Knock here, dropping around 30, 40 HP. And that will be the end of that hit. Smoker gets killed off. And Euonym will be able to continue the way through the map here. They are sitting at a pretty nice health right now. Going into this tank, I have a very firm belief that they could kill this tank and possibly make it with a nice health bonus. But Charger going in, lands a charge out onto 2 survivors, knocking Ellis down onto the Humvee. He almost fell down into the ravine below, which would have obviously resulted in a death. That was a hell of a charge. Didn't result in a kill though, which is obviously what they're looking for here. But here comes another attack here. Jockey runs out front, gets shot in the butt though. And that Smoker over pull on Ellis, not going to find it. Ellis cutting the tongue on one of the vehicles, saving himself. There's a pull onto Rochelle though, but does get shot by Dawkins to clear her. And now we shall see this rise continuing through the map yet again. The level thing is just for bragging rights as to how long you hang out in the stream, how much you chat and stuff. There's nothing else really to them besides that. It's just like a loving system.
Shoot me again. Shoot me again. I dare you. Gotta reload.
Is this a BO1 or home and away? Dawkins having a bit of a hard time shooting that Hunter. But is this a BO1 or home and away? It is home and away. There will be 2 matches. This is the first of 2. And there is a tank in the hands of Fates here for Miracle Wipe. Going to go ahead and immediately make his way above the survivors. Looking to push them back towards the van. And keep them away from those pills up front. Not like they really need them though, as they're all sitting up in the high greens right now. What is the match of the week and has already happened? Yes, the match of the week was actually Serenity versus Element Surprise. It did happen. It's actually up on the YouTube. If you type in !social in chat, it will give you the link to it. Or you guys on YouTube, you can just go to the videos and check it out. And that was actually a BO1. That was a very interesting game. But here we see a nice hit going out into Silver there, bringing him back. That being the Charger. Gave him a pound or 2 and knock him down to the yellow. So he will be slow now, but he's not going to pop a set of pills because that will be pretty much just needless bleed for him to take right now. And Fates is actually coming pretty close with these rocks. If he went over to the right side of the bridge, he could definitely hit them on the van. I mean, he could even throw them from here and maybe move them underneath that beam that's sticking out. But there's a nice double boom going out into 2 survivors, both Nick and Ellis in it. Tank's actually going to go ahead and commit here, though, looking to make this game end right here, right now. Gets a stumble out onto Nick there for the Tank, and going to go ahead and grab 2 punches, 1 on Nick, 1 on the coach, 3rd one onto Rochelle. Turns around and once again gets a punch out onto Nick. Gets the survivors getting bunched up by the common. A punch on the coach, missing that one out onto Nick. But this might be all he wrote. No, Rochelle now gets common locked up. Can't move backwards. There's 2 machete swipes coming out by Nick, and that will be all she wrote for that Tank. That was very nicely played by the Tank, by the hands of Fateser. And that kind of shows you, again, that you can't really just stay on a Tank's back the entire time. Because eventually, when that Tank turns around, he is going to kick your butt. Especially when there's boom out and there's horde around you. So, regardless, they do end up killing the Tank off, though, and they will be able to secure those 4 sets of pills up ahead inside the van. So they will have 3 sets of pills to work with for this final run to the helicopter. And I definitely see them making it. I don't think anything too, too much of a tragedy is waiting for them. Oh, nice charge, Joe. Actually, almost pushing Rochelle off the bridge. She's actually hanging on the outside of it. Hunter lands out onto Ellis's wall. Rochelle probably just might have peed herself. That was really close. When I saw her hit the beam, I was like, oh god, Rochelle's about to slide off the map. But lucky her, she did not, and she stayed up top and stayed safe. Knock is actually at a red ping now for some reason. Huh. I wonder if they're looking to change up the roster for the next game. It seemed like Knock's internet is having a bit of a hard time. There's a nice double proxy out on to Rochelle and Nick. Jockeying the back out onto Ellis. Charger Wisp, but that's a decent amount of damage going out to Ellis. Probably an end cap at this point. No, he actually managed to skate, I should say, out of the spit. And will keep himself quick. A set of pills also passed over to Sir to help him keep moving at a decent click here. Does the YouTube include the hour it took for the game to start? No, I I cut that part out. I'm not going to make everyone on YouTube wait the hour that we did here. And there's the stars making their way into the helicopter. Hunter goes into. Jockey and Boomer were left behind. But regardless, U9 will make it onto the helicopter. And they're going to be still trailing, I believe. Actually, no. Wait, yeah, they're still trailing. They definitely brought it back, though. So, yeah, the final score for Game 1 will be 2,399 to the 2,325 of Euonym. So, a very close game, actually, here on the home server for Euonym. And now we'll be swapping over to Miracle Wipe home server and see what they have in store for us over there.